How you doing, Dr. Ulysses Jackson? Welcome back to a Mental Health Monday. Today we're going to discuss conversations and statements that are usually made to us. Conversations such as, you're not keeping it real, or you forgot where you came from. We've all heard situations and statements like this, and where does this lead us mentally when someone says to us, you ain't keeping it real? Out of all the things that we've heard things like, you changed up, you switched up, you different now. That plays on our psyche, man. That plays on our mind. That plays on how we think, you know what I'm saying? And I heard a lot of people that's been from the urban communities that made changes in their lives say, how do I keep it real and not have nobody say to me, yo, you switched up? Everybody can't come. I grew up in a neighborhood on Long Island where I seen some celebrities that are now celebrities that became famous. They start to make it big as a singing group, and whether I knew them or I didn't know them that well, I'm thinking, why didn't you take me with you? Because they can't take everybody with them. From road managers to tag-alongs to groupies, and that's kind of how I got into the music industry, because I started seeing people moving up, and I'm like, I don't play sports, I don't play basketball, I don't play football. I'm not a producer, singer, rapper. How am I gonna really get on and do something? And I wanted to be with them, and I wanted to be them. So I had to find my own lane. But now in hindsight, as I'm older and I'm more mature and more comfortable in my own career, as I think about it, I can't look at anybody and say, you forgot about me. You ain't keeping it real. I know some people, man, that got some friends that they grew up with that's multi-millionaires, and they don't really fuck with them. They don't really mess with them. You know what I'm saying? And that's hard sometimes when we look at things and say, yo, where did it go wrong? You know what I'm saying? How you didn't keep it real with me? But if we all put in our best effort to be the best person we could be, how can we get mad at what the next man or woman has? So we got to get straight to the point, man, and we're going to talk about me. If you know me and you have my phone number and we talk on a regular basis, and I do something out of the contrary to what we normally talk about, you have every right to say, you know what, Doc, Ulysses, you ain't keeping it real. You have every right to say that. But if you don't talk to me and you never see me at a family reunion, or you say we related by blood, you don't know my children's names, you don't know where I got my degree in, how can I switch up on you? When you know nothing about me, you just saw me on the gram, or you saw me on YouTube, or you saw me with X amount of things happening, you say, oh, I know him, let me get to, come on, keep it real with yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying this in advance and keeping it on me, because I've seen and I've heard people say, I know so-and-so, but he switched up on me. Yo, was you with that man in the gym? Was you with that girl in the studio? Was you with them, carrying their bags, going through what they was going through? Was you on them shows with them? Think about that, man. And I got to keep this real with me on the moment, because, again, I have a PhD in clinical research and mental health. My specialty is mental health and substance abuse. If you don't talk to me and you don't know nothing about me, how could you fix your face and say, yo, he switched up? But if you watch the journey and how I try to make some moves, you can say, yo, I respect his hustle. I respect his angle. You know what I'm saying? Very few people at this age and this late in the game that I talk to on a regular basis. And everybody that's around me, I believe that if they scored a home run, they're gonna tell me to come with them, and vice versa. And my mother used to tell me, it's gonna be a day and time in your life where if you could count your friends on one hand, that's gonna be a lot. I'm thinking, nah, I got the crew, I got the clique. Nah, I'm like, that's a boring place to be if you ain't got a crew and a clique. But then I started hearing this more and more as I see some of my friends and partners get successful and move on with their life. And again, I gotta always say this disclaimer. This is a conversation that we're having. This is not counseling. This is not clinical in nature. This is an informational discussion that we're having on Mental Health Mondays. So again, today, man, I choose to let people be where they at today. I don't try to drag nobody with me. I don't try to do anything, because there's a lot of people that's gonna sit, wait, and watch. If it look like your thing is taking off, they're gonna start to come around a little more. They're gonna start to holler at you a little more. But if it's dead and you struggling, you ain't got no money, you on and off drugs, ain't nobody coming to holler at you. Ain't nobody. But let your thing take off. Oh, shoot, I know him. But just keep it even with yourself, man. It'd be easier when you try to use those words, yo, keep it real, or he or she's not keeping it real. And we all have this 24 hours in a day to work with. How can my 24 hours be any greater or less than yours? I had to take a test to become a mental health licensed counselor. I failed it before and I had to take it again. It was no guarantee in what I was doing. But I kept trying. I had some people that supported me that said, yo, you could do this. I had some family members that was like, yo, do that. You know what I'm saying? So I can't hold you accountable for nothing that I achieved or I didn't achieve. Those that was in my support group and those in my support network, they got the same love that they had for me before. It's the other people, and I'm not gonna name the basketball player, but you got some basketball players getting these $200 and $300 million deals, and they trying to keep it real, and they trying to, be in the hood. Yo, live your life. Live your life, man. Set up a company for them, for your boys, if you can. Set up a way where they can go, but don't hurt yourself, man. Don't hurt the brand. You the brand, man. Don't worry about that, yo, he ain't keeping it real or she ain't keeping it real. Don't worry about that. Help who you can. You can't help everybody. As a mental health counselor, one of the best jewels that some of my teachers told me, they said, Ulysses, in this field, you're going to want to help the world, and you can. It's only going to be a few that you can help. So when a client says to me, or I stop session with a client, or a client stops session with me, and we get into the conversation where it didn't click, I don't get upset. I don't get mad. I don't run. What I say is, I knew that I couldn't help everybody. So me and you might not click, but me and the other 30 people might click. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's 40 hours in a week, work week, as they say. That's why some people own their own business. Again, I'm doing this for the love. I'm doing this because I want to share this information, and more or less, I know that I'm not immortal. I'm gonna be going soon. And if anybody ever asks me, how did you get to that bag, or how did you get that PhD, or what was your move, you could always go on YouTube, look me up, you know what I'm saying, and find out everything that I say, you know what I'm saying, and find out the roadmap, because nobody gave me the roadmap. It was some people that helped me along the way. So again, whenever you hear somebody tell you something like, you forgot where you came from, or you ain't keeping it real, usually it's because they either want something or you doing good. You know what I'm saying? Or you doing better than them. And we have to stop using the measuring stick on how good you're doing or how bad I'm doing to measure my success. Dr. Ulysses Jackson, Mental Health Mondays.